Hey guys, Frankie Marion here with Xplor Boatworks and excited to show you our new Delta 245. This is a boat that's been in the works for us for the last year, and we are over the moon with how this thing has performed and how it's turned out. From a value standpoint, I don't think there's anything on the market that's going to touch this as far as a fully vacuum infused three-piece construction boat. Bareboat packages starting in the low 80s, and then second station tower setups going out in the $119,000 starting range. Really big boat for what it is, 24 feet 5 inches long, bow to cut line on the back of the boat. 2810 is a true LOA onto the back of the motor. 17 degrees dead rise at the transom with a really sharp entry and a lot of flare. Super clean hull design, 110 gallons of fuel, and you can also do single or twin configurations on this boat. But let's jump inside here and we can kind of take you through what the overview looks like in here and show you how the boat configured on the inside. All right guys, we're up here looking at the bow section of the 245 and some of the stuff we talked about as far as different features go. This one has our optional forward seating pods in it. You can get this boat flat decked or forward seating. Starting at the bow, we have a big storage locker, not a small anchor locker. This has got plenty of room to have 5-gallon buckets in it, anchor storage. You can get to the back of your nav lights. You can get through and through bolt any of your trolling motor setups. It's just a really big, nice storage area for life jackets, any of those things that you might not necessarily want to keep in your console. Plus, it still gives you a big enough area to stand on the front of the boat, throw a cast net, fish, or whatnot. Moving aft, we have our forward seating, and these can go in at any time during ownership of the boat. This is something that we can install or your dealer can install. It has optional backrests that come with it as well, but lots of storage in here. So again, life jackets, any of the other stuff that you got can go in there, and we're continually building out some other add-ons in here for a full-in drop-in piece to have kind of a daybed setup or a table setup in here. Standard feature on all the boats is a 90-gallon insulated kill box. This is built into the stringer grid. It's got 15 inches of closed cell foam all the way around it and drains aft into the bilge. You can add a macerator pump if you'd like, but it doesn't come standard like that. But giant big wet storage, so cast nets, any of that stuff fits in here great, and it will hold ice for a long time. Here we do a Yeti 105 cooler. I like that because you can take it out and move it. If your guys are fishing and want more space, you can move the cooler to the back of the boat, but it gives the front a lot of different setups for social options and also lets it clear out for fishing options. Let's take a look inside the console, which is something I'm really proud of, our wiring and all that, and then kind of move to that portion of the boat and go through the helm and whatnot. All right, so moving back to the console on the 245, we have a really big console, which I love to have as far as the space that we have inside. Big access door on the port side of the boat. So you can see tons of storage room. You got about 55 inches of headroom in there. All your rigging is right in front of you, spaced out so that you can see what you're looking at. Both of your batteries sit on a tray that can be removed. So underneath that is access to the top of your fuel tank, sending unit, chase tubes. Rigging wise, there is not a boat on the market that has the accessibility that this has from a service standpoint. So getting to everything, we have a rule here that's two-hand touch. You got to be able to put two hands on everything from a fastening standpoint, tightening standpoint, and all your rigging. So in doing that, we make it where it's super easy to see if there's a problem. If you have a fuse blown, if you have bad wiring that needs to be addressed, you can see it and track it down pretty easily through here. Also has room for a cassette toilet or head in here. So if any of y'all want to put a head in there, that's an option that can be done as well. Moving back on the console to the face of the helm. So this is our standard setup, 12-inch Simrad. This one has an Evo in it, but the standard option on it is a NSX 12. We have a 10-button switch panel, so it leaves you a couple of spots in there for add-on accessories that you may want to add to the boat, and a 12-inch glove box. One of the cool things on this is should you want to add another Simrad, this is the same cutout. So you just pop this out and pop your other Simrad unit in. Wet Sounds head unit for 6-speaker sound system. This boat was set up with a Suzuki upgrade on it that has a DTS gauge, NEMA setup and all that. Standard wheel, 2 cup holders. Full windshield, lots of storage space up here should you want to put a decket pad or some sort of other storage compartment or boxes up here, that's totally doable. Leaning post, 4 rod holders underneath, color matched hardtop on all the boats that come in T-top or tower packages. All right, so moving back, this is an area that I'm super excited about as far as how the layout wound up finishing. We have tons of space back here. As far as for a 24-foot boat, I don't know any other boat in its class that has this much space back here. So for you guys looking to do offshore trolling stuff, there's plenty of room for 2 or 3 guys to move around the back of the boat. There's plenty of room for a cooler underneath here. We've also got another live well option coming from underneath here. So we got a lot of room to work with here in the back. You got your 4 rod holders on the back of the leaning post, another 5 rod holders on the back of the T-top. Standard setup in the cockpit is 6 rod holders, 3 on either side, all angled from a trolling standpoint. This one has an additional rod manifold with 5 more rod holders in the back that a backrest will plug into. Floor storage wise, you can see where your 2 boxes are here in the back. You get your fuel tank area in the middle, but these are 2 60-inch boxes. They both drain into the bilge. They are somewhat insulated. They open outboard and they open under the gunnel to get kind of as much opening space as we can get. So for brushes, mop handling, any of those kind of longer storage items, this works great. Gas shocks on every single lid. But both 2 of those on either side, and no hatch in the middle, so there's nothing to creak or pop when you're walking around the back of the boat. And then the back here is our couch setup, which is probably one of the coolest parts of the boat, and I'm gonna have you look in here real quick. All right, moving to the very back of this boat, which is a big social area, as well as the best ride in any boat is gonna be in the back of it. This is our couch trunk setup. It's a great space to sit. You can do a backrest, so you can really sit back here and entertain, but what's underneath here is really one of the cooler parts from a service building standpoint of this boat. This opens up, 2 hatches here, and it opens up like so. So in here you have access to everything in the boat, and everything is centrally located. You've got your fuel water separator right here at the top, so it's almost eye level. All your rigging, you have access to both your live wells. Again, our 2-hand touch rule for laying this boat out. You can get to everything super clean. You can check all your bolts. You can check all your fittings. If there ever was a leak in the boat or any type thing like that, you can lay eyes on it immediately. And this was a really important part of how do we get this to where this can be aggregated in a central location that's really easy to see. So all of your rigging comes through, goes straight back into 2 chase tubes here. The back of your fuel tank is right here. This is just one of those things that your service guys will really love, is that you can get to every single thing in this boat right here. You can lay on the floor and work vertically really comfortably. Your raw water washdown, pumps, valves, manifolds, drain plug, everything is right here. And all of it tucks nice away and leaves you a nice big couch for you to sit on or set gear on or whatnot. All right, and last and final piece of the power on this thing. There's a handful of power options on this boat. Our standard power is a 225 Mercury. That motor pushes the boat about 51 miles an hour, has a really nice cruise at 32 miles an hour with good fuel economy. We have Mercury, Suzuki, and Yamaha options available. This one has a Suzuki 250, which is a 55 mile an hour setup. A Mercury 300 puts you at about 62 to 65 miles an hour, depending on setup. And then we're also looking at doing some twin configurations of twin 150s on this boat going down the road. But package-wise from us, as far as starting packages, is Mercury 225, like shown here with the T-top and these electronics, is going to retail under $100,000. You then start to get into some of your add-ons, different power increases. But as far as package stuff goes, Mercury, Suzuki, Yamaha, 225 all the way up to a 300 or 400. And then as far as setups in here, you can do bareboat. You can do flat deck bareboat with no top or anything. We also have a T-top package that comes, as you saw here, forward seating, T-top, sound system, and navigation. That's going to retail, like I said, under 100 grand. And then a second station setup with our tower on it that's got an additional 9-inch screen upstairs and a full helm pod upstairs that's going to retail around $119,000. Different trailer configurations as far as easy loader, Ameritrail, Westco Magic Tilt. You can talk to your dealer about any of that stuff. But if this is something that is in your price range, we definitely love to talk to you about building a boat. there's not a boat on the market built like this. Full 3-piece construction, all fully vacuum infused and fully cored, methacrylate bonded. It's a premium built boat that we have done at a value price, and that's been a big commitment from Delta Boatworks since its beginning. So check with your local dealer. You can go to our website, delta-boatworks.com, to look and see where these are available and download build sheets, or feel free to reach out to us on any of our social media platforms at Xplor Boatworks on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much for following along, and we look forward to seeing you soon.